I hate losing just as much as the next person. In fact, I would argue that I probably hate it more than everybody when it comes down to it. Because, I mean, nothing beats those week 1 Monday mornings. They don't. There's nothing. The birds chirp a little bit louder. Food tastes a little bit better that day. And, it's a good time. But I do think that, and as much as it pains me to say this, I do think that this loss to the Los Angeles Chargers was exactly what the Raiders needed. Now, when I say that, I get the fact that this is frustrating. I get the fact that this is one of those things where, you're very excited about your team moving forward. They've looked like they've got everything taken care of. Offensively, they're a very solid team. And like I said, they're going to be a lot of fun in all of this. But I think, the bigger thing to take away is, Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions. It wasn't pretty in any facet of the game. It really wasn't that pretty. A guy that went 22 of 37 for 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. But I want to put and shed a light on a bigger stat here, and it's Josh Jacobs. The fact he had 10 carries for 57 yards, no touchdowns, and the fact that Brandon Bolden only had 3 carries as well. If the Raiders are going to be successful, if they're going to continue to do what they need to do, they're going to have to incorporate a lot more of the run game. I think Josh McDaniels knows that. I think at the end of the day, this team is too talented, and they know it. They definitely know it, that they're too talented to win that game or to lose that game. So, I think that there is so many good things coming for the Raiders, especially moving forward, that, you get caught up on this loss in week 1, and it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. But at the same time, there's silver linings I like to take away from it. I'm an optimist. I look at both sides of the issue here. Again, Derek Carr didn't play his best game, but at the same time, the defense, we saw some glimpses. And if I'm not mistaken, hasn't it been the defense that we've always been worried about, like the defensive line, the corners, and everything? Like, is this not the team that we look at and we're like, I don't know. Defensively, you're not excited, but they can put up 30 right now because they've got Devontae Adams. They got all these players that can come in and do different things. I mean, I feel like that's the case. I think this is one of those teams that might honestly be one of the most talented clubs in the entire league. So I'm not ready to just throw in the towel. I'm not a guy that's ready to just come in and say that the Raiders aren't going to take care of business, because I absolutely do think that they will. I think, you got to look at it from both perspectives of, yes, it's frustrating, but at the same time, the Raiders have too many weapons to be able to let this happen again. So, like I said, I'm frustrated just like everybody else in this game, but I think it's the bigger thing we got to take away is the fact that I think they're going to continually get better. Their offense is going to be even better. The offensive line, if Josh McDaniels can block, like if he can literally set up the offensive game plan to how his offensive lineman can block, I think it's going to be a no-brainer. I think that the Raiders are, especially if they can set up their offensive line with screens, quick screens, all that kind of a thing, the short passing game, and as well as sprinkle in some of the run, and start Dylan Parham, by the way. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but if they can do that and they're defensively can play, not a lot of people will think about it like this, but the fact that a guy like Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions and still the Raiders only allowed 24 points to a very good squad. Are you going to sit here and tell me that's not a silver lining? It absolutely is. A year ago, the defense, or even 2 years ago for that matter, probably would have let up 35 points. And so I'm not ready to just throw in the towel. I'm not ready to be all pessimistic. I think this is a solid build for the Raiders moving forward. And I hate to say it, but I think this is the loss that the Raiders needed to build on for the season moving forward. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the loss to the Los Angeles Chargers by the Las Vegas Raiders being exactly what they needed.